Okay, so I've just quickly arranged the windows after our stint in Xcode. So let's hook our JS code up to the code we've made available in our Xcode project. We go to the auth service file because this is where we are currently using buffer and we will want to call our custom Objective-C code instead. Firstly, I'm going to remove buffer here at the top. We're not going to need that anymore. Okay, now pay attention to pull in the code that you exported from Objective-C, which we want to make available in a variable called encoding. You require the native module and access the code using the exact same name as you used for the interface earlier, in our case, encoding. So it's require native modules, which contains all the interfaces that you exported from Objective-C on here based on their names. Down here, where we used to call buffer, let's simplify this code before switching it over to use the native code, just to make what we're going to do a bit clearer. Instead of just concatenating the username and password in line here, we pull it out to a variable called authString. So this is the same value that we used to pass over here into the buffer instantiation. But let's get rid of this code now and use our bridged code instead. Remember, we assigned the exported interface to a variable called encoding. So we can call the exported methods on it now. To do that, we type encoding and call the base64 encode function on it. I'm quickly going to bring the Objective-C code up again. This part over here is what is used as the function name when it gets exported to JavaScript. And as you can see here, it expects a string and a callback. So let's go pass that in from JavaScript now. The first parameter is the string, for which we pass the authString variable. And now it expects the callback. Let's go back to the Objective-C code again. This is the callback over here. For this, we add an arrow function with one parameter. This parameter is called encodedAuth. We add some space over here. Now, all this code here used to have access to the already encoded value and depended on it. So let's move all of this to the callback function. And we cut and paste that inside this callback function over here. Okay, so just a normal JavaScript style function that expects a callback, nothing weird so far. To actually test our logic, we need to log in again, and because our app remembers our auth details, I'm going to quickly reset the simulator by selecting the iOS simulator menu and opting to reset all content and settings. This basically just clears off all test content and nukes our app from the simulator. And this also kills our debug environment, so I need to start up the environment again from Xcode. Press play, and our app's login screen is showing. I type in my valid credentials, and we've logged on successfully with the code that we exported from the Xcode project. This means all our setup is working 100% as expected.